What do you want now?
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sitting here not making a review. What do you expect of me?
You need to do Bleach reviews.
Yeah, I don't want to make another review. I'm getting bored. I got bored of making Bleach reviews. I mean, first of all, I got lazy, and then Bleach ended, and it wasn't very satisfying. So now, what's the point in making Bleach reviews?
You really think I care that you're lazy and you're getting bored of making them? You have to make them.
Oh, I know. I need to make more reviews. Please, the viewers, please. Him. I mean, what do I review?
I don't know what you make them about now, if not Bleach reviews. I don't know, something you enjoy. You've got plenty of things to do. Something maybe some people haven't heard of before. I mean, what's that new one that came out recently? Maybe you could do,
Wait a minute. Something that I enjoy, but not many people know of. I got it.
What are you talking about? You worry me sometimes.
So, the reviews are back, and a new series of reviews as well. And so you can probably tell from the intro, I'm doing Medaka Box. And why Medaka Box, to be more specific? Why this anime series? Why this manga series, in fact? It's still going to this day, I'm pretty sure. I haven't read it in a while, so it may have ended, but you know. It's a fun anime. I really like this anime. It's a brilliant anime. It's funny. It's got a lot of action, especially towards the second season. And yes, I'll be doing both seasons, by the way. It's got great animation, great characters. Everything about it is so good. And I want this anime to get a bit more recognition. It's not like at this point, it's not getting a season 3, and I doubt it's going to get an official dub because season 2 was quite a few years ago. So you know, you can hope and dream though. Hey, who knows? Maybe this review series will get millions or millions of views, and they'll make a season 3. But I doubt that. But yeah, instead of reminiscing on what could happen, let's talk about what has happened. And I'll start this reviews off with where better else to begin with than the beginning of episode 1. So the episode begins with this speech given by the titular main character. I do say titular because, yeah, fan service. There's quite a bit of it in this anime. Not necessarily a down point, but I can see a few people complaining about that. But it's her giving a speech about from her anointment as student council president at a big ceremony, I guess celebrating it or something, or just her giving a speech in front of the entire school. And it kind of boils down to, I've made the suggestion box, put suggestions in it, I'll fulfill them no matter what. And yeah, that's the basic premise of the show, really. People give her suggestions, she fulfills them, at least for season 1 anyway. Season 2 is a bit more of a high stakes premise, but you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. We cut over to these two other students called Zenkichi Hitoyoshi and Shiranui. I missed her last name or her first name. Japanese, confusing, last names come first. I don't know if that's a last name or first name, but anyway, they're talking about how amazing Medaka was up on stage and like how commanding she was. Zenkichi's like, oh, she's never been good at talking in front of crowds, but she's always stands above people. It always annoys me. And from this, we kind of figure out that Zenkichi has a bit of a past with Medaka, but he clearly doesn't want to continue this friendship because he wants nothing to do with the student council. He doesn't want to join it, no matter what. He doesn't care about it whatsoever. He couldn't have picked the worst time to say this, of course, because Medaka is standing right behind him and drags him off to the student council president room, or the student council office, I should say. Zenkichi again reiterates the fact, look, I'm not joining the student council. Just forget about it. Then suddenly Medaka strips in front of him, not completely, so you know, but fan service, and more fan service. And then she points to the suggestion box and the first suggestion that they've gotten, which is to clear out these boys from the school's kendo dojo. And it's here we learn from Zenkichi that there is a very big emphasis on sporting facilities, just sporting in general at this school, because the school is most well known for its abundance, its huge number of sporting facilities. Pretty much, I'd say there's probably a facility for every single conceivable sport that the human race has ever created. So, you know, it's pretty fun. The two make their way there, and upon arriving, Medaka is instantly challenged by some of the boys there. They're going like, oh, you got 98% of the vote, didn't you, to become student council president? Well, guess what? We're the 2%, and we don't much care about you. and one of the guys saying this is pointing a sword the entire time at Medaka, and Medaka's like, oh look, it's quite a nice sword. And he's like, what? How did you do that? That was kendo, wasn't it? Like, and she's like, ah yeah, I practiced a little bit of it. And she's like, that was a master level technique. And she's like, ah yeah, a little bit of kendo I did as a kid. Yeah, nothing much, nothing much. We learn more and more throughout the series that Medaka's meant to be the perfect human being, but you know, more on that and abnormal, especially in Medaka Box is normal season 2. But I should really stop talking about the later stuff and just focus on the episode now, shouldn't I? Really padding out the video, it feels like. The boys try and fight back, but Medaka, she's so fast, she's so much more physically superior to them. She's so fast she can create clones of herself. For God's sake, she's just that fast. And again, apparently that's a kendo technique, just changing it with footing, like you're moving so fast that. Yeah, it's anime, I'll believe it. This is when Medaka uses what Zenkichi refers to as her first forte, which is finding innate goodness in anyone and everyone. And she uses that to kind of like scare the boys and kind of subdue them, and then she's like, okay, 1,000 swings with your swords now. And then Zenkichi just makes his leave upon that. We then cut over back to the school where Shiranui and Zenkichi are talking to each other. And Zenkichi's like, oh, yeah, Medaka dealt with them, they're gone, they won't be coming back, problem solved. And Shiranui's like, you idiot, Zenkichi, come on, you know Medaka better than anyone, you know it's not going to be that simple, she's not just going to throw them out and leave it at that, you know that better than anyone, come on mate. Shiranui then points out that the student council recruitment drive, I guess, is going to be going on later today, or at least later that day. And she's like, yeah, don't worry about it, Zenkichi, she'll get a student council, you won't have to worry about her anymore. Yeah, it'll be all over for you. You won't have to do anything with her anymore. It'll be all fine. Zenkichi then returns to the dojo to find that Medaka's cleaned the place spotless. She's made it completely spotless. Zenkichi's like, why are you even bothering with this? They're not coming back, Medaka. Like, come on, seriously. They're not going to come back. You kick them out. They don't like you. Why would they ever return? And Medaka's like, look, you're an idiot, Zenkichi. You're a fool. I don't want to get rid of them. I want to help them. That is my purpose of life, is why I was born. It's to help strangers, help anyone, no matter their problem. She talks about how it's the only thing that really makes her feel fulfilled, like getting good grades, all that kind of stuff. She doesn't care about that. She only ever really feels alive, like she feels like she's fulfilling her purpose when she's helping strangers, or really just helping anyone, frankly. Zenkichi's like, yeah, you're an idiot, and he goes to leave. And of course, who's there waiting for him when he opens the door? The kids from the dojo, and they're like, yeah, move out the way, we're going to train now, we've got nowhere else to go, so why not just train here. Zenkichi makes his leave, and he feels really bad for what he said to Medaka, and he then begins to wonder, why does Medaka even need my help? Why does she need my help? She's clearly doesn't need it. She's always standing above everyone else, she's always had a commanding presence, she always seems to make a good out of any situation, and he goes and talks about, like, you think people would hate her over this? That she always stands above everyone else, thinking she's better than everyone else, when frankly she is. You think people would hate her for that, but she kind of has this aura to her that makes people really love her, really like enjoy her presence, always become friends with her, that kind of thing, or at least tolerate her, at the very least. And then suddenly he's attacked. He's just hit around the back of the head with a kendo stick by some guy with green hair and glasses. We'll get to him in a minute. Then cut to Medaka walking down a hall towards the student council drive recruitment thing or what's it, and Shiranui catches up to her and asks her how the job went. And from this conversation we can discover that these two, they don't really like each other at all. At least Medaka doesn't like Shiranui, as she comments on her being annoying, which is, you know, kind of odd for Medaka. She's meant to be this bubbling brim of full positivity, but I'm sure we'll get reasons for it later on. Shiranui then asks if Medaka knows who gave that suggestion. Medaka doesn't care, but Shiranui tells her anyway. It was a boy named Hyuga, who was a skilled kendo practitioner back in high school, and probably wanted the kendo dojo cleaned out so he could train there and practice there and get better at fighting people, which is something he really, really likes to do. Medaka again just reiterates the fact that she doesn't care and just moves on. We then cut over to Hyuga, who wanted the Medaka and student council to clear out the dojo, you know, get rid of these people, do what Zenkichi thought that Medaka had done. And we see he's just standing over these beaten and battered kids, the guys from the dojo. He's just decimated them, and he's like talking about like, oh, you're so weak and pathetic. you should just get out of here like the riffraff and the useless piles of crap that you are, the garbage that you are. And one of the boys thinks back to a very motivational bit of like speech that Medaka could give them, and this spurs the boys to get up and try and fight back against Hyuga. Hyuga's like, look guys, I've got a rank in kendo, it's 3 times as much as yours. That means I'm 3 times stronger than you. And he goes to attack them, but Zenkichi's like, mate, no. Grabs his sword, and don't worry, it's a wooden sword. Zenkichi's not that powerful. He's not that badass. At least not yet, anyway. It's angers Hyuga, and they start talking about who is in the right here. And Zenkichi's gone and said, like, just because you're right, Hyuga, doesn't mean you're in the right. And he talks about how Medaka, no matter what position she takes, she always seems to be the one with the most righteous viewpoint. She's the one that always seems to be correct. No matter what, she's always the most righteous person in the room. It doesn't mean like, oh, if you gave her like, what's 2 + 2 equal? What's the square root of infinity? She'd be able to answer that like flawlessly, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Hyuga goes to attack Zenkichi, but because Zenkichi's such a badass, he just punches him in the face and one-shots him. Hey, an early one-punch man. How about that? We cut to Hyuga later that day in the evening, and he's kind of thinking back to the fight and the talk that he had with Zenkichi, and he's like, I will get my revenge on him. Again, couldn't have picked the worst time to say that, because Medaka's standing right behind him, and he kind of pisses his pants a little bit. Because, you know, Medaka, she is the school council president, and probably quite a scary individual. And he thinks, oh God, you're here to beat me up for what I did to the bloody kids, aren't you? And she's like, no, I got a request to come help you to fix your very negative personality. And from what we can tell, it's a request from Shiranui herself. She's like, just fix his bad personality and all that kind of stuff. And Medaka then gives a big whole spiel about positivity and, oh, you must not have been loved as a child, all that kind of stuff. Like, but I will shower you with positive thoughts and love and care until you are fixed. I say fixed because apparently he's broken, but it's how Medaka does things. Let's just leave it at that. And we then have a bit of a monologue from Zenkichi, who's like talking about how Hyuga's become the master of the Kendo Dojo, and that he clearly has a bit of respect for Medaka now, because he did what she asked him to do, you know, teach the kids at the Kendo Dojo how to fight and, you know, perform Kendo. We move back to the student council office, where Medaka's put down a flower, and she explains to Zenkichi that every single time she completes a request, she will plant or put down a new flower inside the student council office. Zenkichi kind of asks, well, what happens if you fail? And Medaka's like, I won't fail. I will not. I can't fail. And Zenkichi's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But you won't have to worry about me failing for you anyway. And he kind of decides to, you know, try and make his leave. And Medaka's like, look, come on, just come join the student council. Come on, just do it, mate. Come on. And she kind of starts reminiscing about their past, about how Zenkichi's always been by her side, always protecting her, always caring for her when she needed him, and, you know, all that kind of lovey-dovey stuff. And Zenkichi just he breaks basically. He just goes, okay, fine, give me one of those stupid armbands. I'll join the student council. Medaka Lovelace gives him a big hug and then gives him the armband for general clerk, probably the lowest ranking you can get in a student council without just being generic student council member. And, you know, Zenkichi's like, great, I'm your best friend, but you gave me the lowest rank possible. Thanks, Medaka. And with that, we come to the end of the episode, and very enjoyable. I hope you can see why I like Medaka Box. And what I want you to do with these reviews is, after you've watched them, or before you've watched them, go and watch this episode. And you know what? In the comments, give me your thoughts on what you thought of the first episode. Of every episode that I review, I want any of you who watch this, just put into the comments what you thought about the episode as well. Because I'd love to hear it. I want to see if people agree with me that this is a good anime/manga. It's a bit more recognition than it got. I'm going based off purely due to the fact that it only got 2 seasons, which frankly is actually kind of good for what for most animes, seeing as Attack on Titan still hasn't gotten season 2 yet, even though I think they say at one point it was going to get it. But, you know, I really like this anime. I want more people to watch it. I want more people to know what it is. Not to get on, say, Dragon Ball or One Piece's level, but, you know, just a bit more recognition than it gets. But yeah, this will be a weekly series, as I try to do with the Bleach reviews, but I'm just going to leave the Bleach reviews where they are now. Just leave them as they are. Just, you know, I didn't enjoy making them, so I'm just going to leave them be. But until next week, I'll see you with episode 2 of Medaka Box. But until then, I've been AtheistAnime. Goodbye. This is a bit difficult.